and welcome to Matchday Live. It's our final World Cup, I was about to say, Club World Cup group game against Juventus. Manchester City on 6 points, unbeaten, just like our opponents today. We're taking on at the Camping World Stadium in Florida. You can see Pep has made a few changes for this crucial game. You can see the team on the screen right now and the live pictures from the stadium. The weather's looking good and so is our team. Rodri starts for the first time since September 2024. We're looking at the team on the screen. It's Ederson, Núñez, Akanji, Diaz, Aït-Nouri, Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo Silva, the club captain, Savinho, Jeremy Doku and Omar Marmoush. In terms of substitutes, it's pretty much everybody else apart from, of course, Rico Lewis, who's suspended, and Echeverry, who is injured, out for a couple of weeks, as Pep said in his press conference. A win today will see City win the group over Juventus. Both teams are through already, but there is still so much to play for, including the possibility of Real Madrid. We'll find that out a little bit later on. You can watch the live coverage for today's game on DAZN, but for now, we're going to be bringing you the vibes in the studio. I'm not alone. I am delighted to say I am joined by two players who were recently heroes on Soccer Aid. There's only one place to start. David James, welcome, of course, as usual, to Matchday Live. But Steph Houghton, a new formed rivalry with Juventus?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what everybody's making it out to be. But we'll go with that. It's not bad to have a rivalry with Bonucci, just one of the best centre-halves probably ever, so
and you
we'll
absolutely held your own as well against Bonucci and everybody else, as did you, JMO. Now, we're not alone, of course. We've got the fan wall who will be joining us today for today's fixture. Let's get them up on the screen and let's give them a wave. There's a lot of them. Hi, guys. Hope you can all see us in the studio. We'll be catching up with everybody from everywhere around the world. I think he's getting his team up on his iPad in the top left corner as well. And it's not just the fan wall. We should also give a special mention to our amazing team in the gallery. We've just got a camera in the gallery. There's going to be a lot of shocked people on this. There is our gallery. Shout out to the people who do all the hard work on the show. And, of course, we've got people on the cameras here as well. They're not quite so happy. Let's go into it then, shall we? What a prospect of a game today. Juventus, we've played, of course, the same amount of games, but we're playing to win the group here. Steph, how important is tonight?
Yeah, it is important. I think ultimately it was all about trying to get through that round of 16. But I think when you look at the potential opponents in Real Madrid, I think it does make this game a little bit bigger. But ultimately, I think it's about that momentum. It's about trying to forge new relationships with the new signings. And obviously, there's a few that are starting tonight, which is great. But ultimately, you want to win every single game and give you the best chance of potentially getting another trophy.
Now, JMO, the vibes have been good so far. It's looked like the team are together. If you're looking at all the clips on Man City's socials, they've been at the beach, they've been doing yoga, they've been enjoying themselves. What have you made so far of the start to this campaign?
Well, I have to say, at the beginning, I was a little bit sceptical about everything. Wasn't sure how Pep was going to approach it. But as Steph said there, I think with the new signings and the stuff you're talking about social, I think Pep held his own, didn't he, in a bit of keepy-ups.
Yeah, he did indeed. I mean, how would you two do with keepy-ups? Well, we saw you at Soccer Aid and you look like you've still got it, both of you. I
don't think I would have handled the splits that he did at the end.
Something like that, no, that wouldn't be happening.
But it looks good.
I like the idea of them being away. I think they've probably seen this as a bit of a pre-season, even though it's at the end of a season. I think a chance to get new signings in, but also that time away from the pitches. Yeah, he's not got a bad touch, has he, really?
Are they the gaffer's shorts?
Top off and everything.
There's nothing wrong with the bright shorts, but you can tell he's different because everyone else is wearing their City shorts. Of course, at the Club World Cup as well, City collaborating with Puma, Kids Super. The kits are looking good and so are our new signings, Steph. A couple of them in the starting lineup today. Who have you been most impressed with?
You know what, all of them, to be honest. I think it's so interesting to see where they're going to play and how they're going to fit in, especially with the competition that we have. I mean, Aït-Nouri the other day we've been kind of crying out for an out-and-out left-back. He's been in there, he's been able to join in attacks. He can play on the inside, he can play outside, and that gives us another dimension, and that's nothing to take away from Pep Guardiola because he was our player of the season last year. But I think from players that are very specialist position, I think it's great for us to have them in. And Reinders, yeah, I think that box-to-box midfielder that we've probably been lacking maybe over the last few seasons. But, yeah, they've all settled in really well.
Now, the new signings have come in and you're looking at our squad. We can see our starting lineup for tonight's game. But on the bench, we've got the likes of Erling Haaland. We've got İlkay Gundogan still there as well. So many players. Cherki, Phil Foden, Oscar Bob. Our squad seems like we're back to full strength again.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say before. I mean, I was a little bit sceptical, suggested perhaps that Pep should take a youth team out here to protect the Premier League. However, what I've seen so far has been excellent. I mean, we talk about 3 signings there. I think Oscar Bobb's a 4th signing, given he didn't appear right at the end, came on as a few subs on a few occasions, but Oscar Bobb was the guy we were shouting about this time last year as being the key player. He now has an opportunity to add to that. And again, a win today would cement what has been a very good start to, as Steph said, the pre-end season, whatever you want to call it. But everything's looking good. I mean, the one thing I'll do, and just looking at numbers, I mean, I think they've conceded 3 shots on target, albeit 3 fantastic saves in this tournament. But it just shows the defence is strong as well.
Do you think this tournament's come at the right time based on everything that happened last season, Steph? We're looking at this it looks like the players, especially that were here last season, have come back and they look like they've started afresh and they look a lot fresher. I'm talking about the likes of Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. They look like they're a lot more themselves. And
I do think they're probably fuelled by last season, in the sense of that at this club you expect to win every trophy, and it was disappointing in terms of how we potentially played at parts of the season because of injuries. Not very good performances in times, but ultimately when you get a chance to go and win another trophy against these sorts of teams, it does give you that little bit of extra motivation. And we're speaking about signings. This is now people are competing for spaces. You look at them 2 players that you mentioned there, Foden and Haaland, not starting tonight. Would that happen if it was the first Premier League game? We don't actually know, but this is where you have to compete for your position and try and kind of recreate that form somehow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's been a sensational tournament from a City perspective so far, but let's not leave everyone else out, shall we? Let's have a look and see what's been going on in the Club World Cup. I mean, where better to start than Lionel Messi? He's got a reunion with his old club, PSG. The last 16 takes place on Sunday, 5 p.m. UK time. JMO, any early predictions for that one?
Lionel Messi to score 2 and Inter Miami to go out.
Lionel Messi to score 2 and Inter Miami to go out. So what's the score in the game going to be?
3-2.
3-2, right. He nearly caught us out. Steph, do you agree with that?
I think PSG will go through. I'm not sure. I think Messi will probably score, but I think this is where you're going to see the differences between Inter Miami and PSG.
And a Manchester City graduate, Liam Delap, scored his first goal for Chelsea, booking their place in the last 16. Firstly, can we just have a moment to talk about the amount of ex-Manchester City academy players we are seeing at this tournament? Another token of how well the club's doing.
Yeah, I mean, this academy has produced a lot of young, great players so far, and if they're not getting the opportunities at the club, they're able to go to the likes of Chelsea and go and play first-team games. And you look at Cole Palmer, he's had a fantastic couple of seasons. I mean, seasons at Chelsea, and now Liam Delap, I think he's been so highly thought of at this club and just never got the chance because he got the likes of Erling Haaland. It's impossible to kind of get in and fight for your spot against someone that's been so prolific over a number of years. But I think it's great that we're seeing so much of the academy coaches' work that is going on into first teams now. And of course, you want them all to play for City, but it just can't happen like that.
Yeah, it can't. I mean, it's great to see so many academy players coming through. And, of course, we have to touch on this one. The winner of our group will play second place in a certain group, which includes Real Madrid. Now, Steph, me and you had a great time in Madrid.
We did.
Earlier on. You'd like to avoid playing them at this stage, though, I imagine.
I think so, yeah. I think just in terms of the history between us over the last couple of seasons, I think any Man City fan would be thinking if you could just avoid them and maybe meet them in the final, potentially that would be a better outcome. But look, I think the stage of the season, you don't really know how people are going to perform, and they're going to be playing the strongest teams as much as possible. But yeah, I think the easiest route possible is what we ideally want.
Yeah, I mean, so for context, both teams in that Madrid group are on 4 points. They play each other at 2 a.m. UK time. Let us know when you watch a Matchday live whether you'll be staying up for that one. I don't think I will be. I think I'll just try and... I don't want to stay up to learn we're playing Real Madrid. There is a possibility Real Madrid finish second in their group as well, both on 4 points.
Yes, and there's a chart. Forgive me, I've forgotten the name of the team. No, Cancelo's team could finish second. So there's either Cancelo or Real Madrid. I mean, which one do you want?
Al Hilal, that is Cancelo's team, according to David James. Now, of course, Club World Cup, there's been a lot of innovations to do with football. So we're going to bring our fan wall back and we're going to have a group discussion, all right? So we're going to ask the people on the fan wall to put their thumbs up and thumbs down. Play along if you're at home as well, but I'm going to say various aspects. Let's give them a wave on the fan wall. Are you ready to whether you like it or not? So if you like it, put your thumbs up. If you don't like it,
we doing it as well?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna discuss it.
Right. Substitution, top left.
Yeah, top left. I think. Well, he'll be back very soon. He's the star of the show so far. First thing first, we're going to discuss player walk-ons, individual player walk-ons. Let's ask our fan wall first. Is that good or bad? Oh, we've got a good at the bottom there in the centre. Oh, they all like it. So you're all a fan of the players individually walking out? We've lost the dressing room here because, honestly, I'm not a massive fan of it.
No, I'm
Steph, what are you thinking?
Nah, I think it's a team sport. I don't think anybody should be in. You get your name read out, that's all you need to do, is get on the pitch and just go and perform. Maybe I'm a bit old school, I don't know.
J-Mo?
No.
Just a straight up no, yeah. I completely...
Can you elaborate on that?
Just takes too long. I mean, if you're at the end of that queue of players, you're just standing there for ages.
I've just had in my ear as well that the gallery we saw at the start also disagree because it's a bit show busy. Listen, if you want the attention, keep a clean sheet if you're a goalkeeper, or score a goal if you're a footballer, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Now, this is one I'm a huge fan of, ref cam. We've seen the ref cam. We can see some images at some point on the show as well. This is the perspective of the referee. I'm actually quite a fan of this, I think. I quite like it. Steph?
I like it as well. I think we've seen the one of Gundogan's goal. And it's actually, when you see it from that point of view, you actually realise how quick the player is. Sometimes when you're from afar, you can't really understand the decisions the referee has to make. The only thing is, what happens if he makes a bad decision? It's all there to see. Oh,
yeah, we won't be playing that one, though, surely.
Yeah, I'm not... There's two-part ambivalence towards it. I'm not a fan with regards to the... watching the game, because you're going to have lots of ref cam replays, and if I'm doing sort of homework, I want to be able to see footage. The other problem that the referee's going to have is that pundits are going to be saying, look, you can see what he was looking at when you don't know where his eyeballs are. However, there is a bit of it which is a bit show busy, which is kind of entertaining.
Oh, we're using the gallery's word, I see, J-Mo. Right, let's ask our fan wall. What do you think about the ref cams? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs down at the top. Oh, split decision here. We've got 2 thumbs up. We've got 3 thumbs down, and he is watching it on his iPad live on Man City's YouTube channel in the top corner. Right, OK. So, Mix, let us know if you're watching the show at home, what you're thinking. Now, the next one is the 8-second rule for keepers. I mean, if my memory serves me right, this means you're not allowed to hold the ball in your hand for 8 seconds or more, otherwise a corner kick is given by the referee. J-Mo?
Well, first of all, it's 2 seconds more than the previous rule, which was 6 seconds, which was only implemented, I think, in season 1, where I was penalised against Arsenal. But since then, there's never been... Why are you laughing?
Because I've not seen it being
They
given
got a free kick and they scored, yeah, and I came off, I was injured. But anyway...
J-Mo remembers it, that's the main thing.
It was annoying, lost 3-1. But the corner bit is interesting, and it's how often this is, because obviously this rule's coming into the Premier League next season as well. So how consistent the upkeep of the law will be. I think it's the right thing, because so often you see goalkeepers literally holding the ball for 15, 20 seconds, which is bad. And the other thing which is I find going to be really interesting, well, how quickly teams have to adapt. Because if you just charge at the goalkeeper and people aren't in position, then it means long balls, which will be a very different style of play.
Yeah, we could see a lot of corners coming in for Manchester City. Our new set-piece coach seems to be doing pretty well as well.
Yeah, he is,
I mean, that could be another tactical masterclass for Manchester City. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they get... if the rules keeps up. We've got a couple of waves on the fan wall. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us. OK, next, VAR replays are shown in the stadium, and there is quicker offside decisions. Steph, you're shaking your head.
I don't know about the replay thing, but quick offside decisions as a centre-back when you've sprinted and you know they're clearly offside, I'm for that. Because you've actually just wasted a lot of energy trying to sprint back when you know the decision's going to be pulled back anyway. And last season we did see a lot of injuries because of that, and I just think it does protect the players to a point, because you quite clearly know what the decision is. I think VAR replays could be quite dangerous for the fans, if I'm being honest, and the players, because if you're seeing on the screen and you've got something against you, you'd be absolutely fuming.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll sit on the fence with that
But
one.
does that not
being
put
honest.
a bit more pressure on the referee to try and make the right decision, though, J-Mo?
I think it does. And if this were to be implemented in the Premier League, then some stadiums like Old Trafford,
Yeah, they don't have a screen.
haven't
don't
got a
they?
screen. So
Let's hope they get that screen installed
Old
for next
Trafford,
season.
yeah.
Let's get our fan wall. Do you like the idea of VAR being shown in the stadiums? I think we're going to have a lot of thumbs up here, aren't we? Oh, a thumbs down again.
2 thumbs up.
Oh, I'll
Four,
tell you what.
4 thumbs up there.
Oh, we've got a positive outcome. We've got a wave from the young man at the top as well. All right, and finally, we've got the new edition of Superior Player of the Match. It just sounds great, doesn't it? Imagine being the superior player of the match. Not just the player of the match, superior player of the match.
No.
But, J-Mo, why?
Superior.
Superior.
Sure busy.
But if you got called the superior player of the match, it makes you feel a little bit better, right?
I know, but if
Well,
you
it
play
makes
the
it-
matches, you play the match.
It's
And
a team
also,
game.
who are these people that are picking these player the matches?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
So you're saying Phil Foden in the first game?
Oh, he was superior.
Do you think
Superior
better than
Phil
Reinders?
Foden. It just sounds better.
Better than Reinders that game?
Well, no, because they were both
Well,
good,
because
but
he scored and assisted, he gets superior player of the match.
I quite like it. I think we should hype up Phil Foden as much as we can. So,
No,
yeah.
I mean, I will hype up Phil, but for that instance, that's what I'm saying. That's where superior is a little bit.
What about our fan wall? Superior player of the match? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Oh, that is one. Oh,
Oh, we've got a not sure. We've got a not, I like that handshake.
I'm
That's
just
a
looking
new-
at Pep in the background there.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Pep, in the background, in the bottom left, I can see him behind her as well. We've been speaking to Pep Guardiola. He's been speaking to DAZN a few minutes ago, so let's head over there now.
Pep, we'll start with the team news, the big news. Rodri's first start for 9 months. When did you make that decision and how happy are you that he's starting?
Yesterday. So instead to, of course, it's not for 90 minutes, but one they have to start.
Erling Haaland on the bench. What was your reasoning behind that decision?
Everybody has to play, and I prefer Erling. And for today, for many reasons, for the movement, I prefer for the second half be fresh to do it.
2 of your new signings starting as well. Tijani Reinders, Ryan Nouri. How happy are you with the impact they've had so far?
It's the beginning. It's just the start. It's just few games, and of course, as much they start will be better. And Ryan played 90 minutes, so demanding. I don't know how many minutes can play, but the start I wanted. And after Ryan, TG didn't play the last game, so fresh energy to the game.
How big a test will this be for your players, do you think?
Yeah, really one. So we play, both are qualified. That is the first step, and we play today. And I think Juventus, for history in ourselves for the last 50, 20 years, we create that. So we play every game to try to win.
How important is it to win the group, in your opinion? Have you looked at the draw or just focusing on this?
I'm not a big fan of that. The thinking is better, easy for a second, the opponent this one or this one. At the end in this competition, when you play last 16, you want to win, you have to win always the best team. So I remember we won the Champions League the year we won against Bayern Munich, against Madrid, against Inter de Milan, against the toughest opponents that we could face, we face it. So important is be there, perform well, try to win the game, and after we see tonight, which will be our opponent.
Thank you. Good
You're very
luck.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much to DAZN, and that was nice to hear from the boss, Pep Guardiola, looking as relaxed as ever. Now, if you're just joining us here on Matchday Live, you can see the team on the screen. I mean, the big news is Rodri is back in the starting lineup for Manchester City for the first time since September 2024. That is such good news. Reinders is with him in midfield as well. Ederson's in net, and then it's Nunes, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Aït-Nouri, that man Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo Silva, Savinho, Doku, and Omar Marmoush. Now, we're going to hold on for 1 second. We're going to head to our fan wall because I've just been told that Lewis has got a question for our guests. Lewis is in the bottom middle. Lewis, ready when you are, mate.
Hi guys, how are you?
We're good.
Good, thank you.
brilliant.
I'm good as well. Hope you guys all have a good day and hope City can get the win. Just a quick question about Rodri and Reinders. I just wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were on them playing together, and if it was going to take a long time for them to sort of mould in, or if it was going to like mould in together, or if it was going to be a pretty quick thing.
Wow, well, that's a great question,
That
Lewis.
is a
Thank
great
you, mate.
question.
Thank you for joining us. I mean, look, Rodri and Reinders in midfield, it's a very good question, J-Mo. What do you think?
I think, I mean, there's a couple of factors. Obviously, Reinders being new to City and everything that he'll have to do to adapt to a new club, not just the playing side of it. But also we've got Rodri, who is kind of new as well, isn't it? With nearly, 9 months, 10 months since he was playing regularly. So I think for both of them, it will be, in some ways, actually work quite nicely. They're finding their feet together, especially in this game here against good opposition. Will it be quick? Well, if Rodri's 100% fit now, then it's just the football-y side, which shouldn't be a problem, then it could be quick. And if he scores again today, double quick. He'll be the superior player of the game.
He will indeed be the superior player of the game. Steph, that midfield must excite every single City fan around. I'm super excited. I imagine you are too.
Yeah, I think even just to know that Rodri's back, he's fully fit, and I think we've got to have some understanding that it's probably going to take him a while to get back to the level that he was, and I think the players like Reinders will help him because he can do a bit of what Rodri can do in the middle of the park in terms of sitting and doing a little bit of defensive duty. And I think towards the end, before Rodri got injured, he was a bit more attacking. He was in the final third. He got more goals, assists. So I think they can complement each other quite well. And we know that Reinders is a player that has a lot of capability. We've seen that in the last few games. But yeah, I'm excited. I think obviously you've got Bernardo as well. You've probably got Aït-Nouri that's going to come into midfield that is going to help in that kind of area. And yeah, I mean, you look at all them players and they're all technically really, really gifted. So I think any City fan should be really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go back, shall we, to the Alain game. We can take a look at some of the footage from that game. Steph, that game was super important in terms of the goal difference. It's put us in this position right now. What were you most impressed with when you looked at that game as a whole? Probably
the range of goals, if I'm being honest. I think when you look at, as a City team over the last season, we've probably not been a team that's scored a lot of goals in terms of 6-0 wins, massive. I mean, this is an unbelievable free kick. He's got so much talent. You saying it's a good free kick, or you saying
goalkeeper?
I'll build it up as a really good free kick. Yeah.
Wall first, goalie for second. But.
And then, of course, the penalty from Erling Haaland. You can't blame the goalkeeper on a penalty.
He probably is the goalkeeper as well.
Well, he went early the wrong way. That's fine.
These things happen the wrong way. And look, there was first City goals as well for Cherki and Echeverry, of course. Oscar Bob came back as well. It seemed like everything went in City's favour that night.
The key point in here, I think, and it was the big save in the first half. Ortega, wasn't it? Who, again, he ends up as a big scoreline, easy win for City. That goes in, things change, and I think this is where everything that we've been talking about with the likes of Rodri coming back in, these games give the new players the opportunity just to feel each other out, in a sense. It gives Pep an opportunity to be able to have a conversation in the change room after the seaside keepy-ups. But, you know, if you're going to allow these opportunities, the opposition to get chances, especially like tonight's game against Juve, then that could end up in the back of the net. We have a different game to talk about. So, great scoreline. Great to see all the new players scoring, including Oscar Bob getting on the score sheet. But there are little bits to iron out ahead of what could be a very good summer.
Seems like they're getting better and better, though, every game. Steph, would you agree? I mean, we're going into game number 3. A lot of momentum, but a lot to play for as well. Yeah,
of course. I think there's obviously jeopardy at the end of this game. It's where you're going to finish, what potential opponents you're going to have. But I think you generally find that in group stages, and especially in tournaments like this, whether it's for your national team or for your club, it's about making sure that you do get that momentum and peaking at the right time. And ultimately, that win that was 6-0, that just showed that the boys are on it. You see them scoring, they're getting the ball back, they're going back to the halfway line. So that mentality is crucial. And we've always known that this team has had that mentality, but even more so now, especially after last season. I think now there's an extra motivation to really kind of do something special.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little bit too early to get excited, but I'm definitely going to get excited. Of what I've seen, without question. I mean, we've been speaking to our fan wall. We heard from Lewis earlier, but I understand that Alex has got a question for us. Hello, Alex. Alex is the young man in the Scotland top. Alex, what do you want to ask us, mate?
If Claudio Echeverri was at full fitness, do you think he'd have the capabilities to start matches in the Premier League?
Oh, I like it. If he was fully fit and he's fully integrated, do you think he'd have the opportunities, Steph?
I think with young players like that, I think they always have a capability of reaching a certain kind of level to be playing the Premier League, but I think I can see Pep probably using him in the same way he probably maybe used Phil Foden in the past, in terms of drip feeding him into games. I think obviously he came on in the FA Cup final and really impressed. He got a hold of the ball, he had no fear, and the last game he played, obviously unfortunately he's injured now, but you can see that he's obviously got that will and that ambition to do well at the club. So I think he's 100% in the right place, and maybe not this season, maybe in a few years' time we can see him really starting and really pushing to be in the starting lineup more regularly than not.
I mean, it's important, and we see this a lot with Pep, don't we, JMO, that he nurtures the young talent around all the players. Sometimes even training with the top world-class players is good at their age. It's important to remember that it's so early on in his career, isn't it?
It is, but there's plenty of opportunities, plenty of tournaments or competitions to get your chance to show your qualities. And I know the squad at the moment looks a little bit full, to say the least. There are a lot of players there, and possibly some will have to leave. But there is still, during the course of a season, opportunities with injuries, hopefully not too serious, to again show yourself. And I think if you're like Phil, I mean, Phil still had run-outs in important games in the early days. So plenty of optimism around his future.
Yeah, exciting times. I've just been told we've got another question on the fan wall. It's about Ederson from David. Let's speak to David.
Hi there. We've got David James now. I just wondered, where do you rank Ederson in the honour board of legendary City keepers, especially as today he seems to be saying his future's at City?
I mean, that is a tough question, David. I love it. I love it. Keep putting the pressure on keep putting the pressure on our legends. That's what you're here for. We absolutely love it.
I say this respectfully. I'm glad he asked the question, not someone who is much younger, because if I said Bert Troutman, Nicky Weaver, Joe Corrigan, Alex Williams, I mean, there's some legendary goalkeepers along City's history which might not have had the success with regards to trophies, but had their part in making City's history. Easily one of the best two goalkeepers in the world for me over the last few years. I wouldn't say last season was his best season. However, he showed under what appeared to be a lot of strain to be able to keep it together and help City in many games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. As you said, there's a lot of speculation going around, and as I said, the squad's big at the moment, and the new signing of Bettinelli, not necessarily as a first-team goalkeeper, of course, but to challenge, you'd like to think. He's up there, definitely. Hopefully, because I do like Eddie, hopefully he will be there this season, helping City be successful.
Has he just not answered the question then? Because
he's definitely got around
David
the
asked you specifically. He's laughing as well.
Come on, give David what he wants.
He asked you exactly where do you rank him.
I've just answered it.
Top 2, top 3?
Top 5. I know you're Bert Troutman. We've got Alex Williams. Top 4.
Top 4.
For different reasons. And that's the thing. It's not just about what he's won, because someone like Bert Troutman was pivotal to Manchester City's successes, as was Nicky Weaver saving penalties at Wembley. All these things come into the fact. So I'd say top 4. And there was me going up front against Middlesbrough.
I was just about to say,
Eddie's
never in top
front
5.
Yet.
Am I? Yeah, I'm in the top 5. He's in the top 4.
Listen, great question, David. Thank you very much.
I'm glad I avoided that well. Thank you.
Funnily enough, I'm just looking at the fan wall really quick.
It keeps changing.
Somebody there with a Carlos Tevez shirt. Now, I mean, Carlos Tevez is a legend at Manchester City, but, I mean, is that on purpose because they've just lost to Carlos Tevez at Old Trafford at Soccer Aid?
It is raw for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Is this going to be a quiz question?
No, she's genuinely got a Carlos Tevez shirt.
No, so how many different people have been on the fan wall?
Listen, we're the biggest club in the world.
I know,
we've got a massive
Yeah, bring them on, come on.
Thank you very much for joining us on the fan wall. We can't wait to catch up with you a little bit more very soon. Now, let's talk about Rodri. We have to, Steph. I mean, our Ballon d'Or winner, he's back. It's been almost a year since he was crowned Ballon d'Or winner, which is crazy. Time's flying.
Yeah.
Not played since September. How good is it that he's back in the starting lineup?
I think if you want any confidence going into the season, I think someone like him would bring that confidence and that little bit of aura. And I think, for me, he's very important to how we play as a club. And I think that's why I keep stressing that. I think obviously the expectation is to be back at where he was, but this is totally new for him. I think when you've been in the gym by yourself and you've been doing your rehab, it's so different to when you're back in that game scenario. Being through ACL rehab myself, it's so hard to get that rhythm back straight away, but this tournament's perfect for him. I think it gives him a chance to get more minutes, and this is definitely his definite pre-season. This gives him more chance to start the season probably playing 90s rather than 30s, 60s. So it's great to see him start, and obviously he's got great players around him that'll give him that confidence, and I think I can see him probably just doing things a little bit simple today.
Now, we mentioned that they've got plenty. We've got obviously our Ballon d'Or winner. Our opponents have got plenty of previous Ballon d'Or winners. So now we're going to put your knowledge to the test, guys. Can you think of any Ballon d'Or winners from Juventus or former Juventus players who have won the Ballon d'Or? We can get the fan wall involved as well.
Del Piero?
Oh, go on.
Has he?
Piero is not on my list.
Is he not?
Pavel Nedved.
Pavel Nedved. Can you guess the year?
2001.
Oh, you were so close. 2003. But we'll accept the
but he
answer.
started playing really well in 2001, and that contributed to the...
So that was the start of the Ballon d'Or running. Does anyone on the wall know any answers? Put your hands in the air, give us a wave, and we'll come to it. No, they're shaking their heads. No, not quite.
Oh, who took the penalty for Italy in the World Cup and missed?
There is a French legendary midfielder on this list.
Zidane.
Correct. Can you guess what year Zidane won it?
99, no.
Oh,
98.
98. You were so close. I mean, we'll give her that one. That
Yeah,
counts.
go on.
It's the same principle.
I said 2001 and you
No,
said
you were
2000.
2 years out, I was literally a year.
Yeah, but it used to be the season, so it would have been 2002-03 season, wouldn't it? Which was starting...
Yeah, 2000.
Anyway, don't worry about it,
didn't
it's
you?
fine.
Steph said 98, so 98, 99. Steph, you get that
Come on,
point.
guys.
Right, we've got a couple of more. We've got one who won 3 Ballon d'Ors.
Who had the long ponytail?
Oh.
Who had the long ponytail. I mean, if you're watching on the wall, he's an icon in FC 25.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Italian.
Yeah, I can see
Italian
him.
icon in FC 25, ponytail.
No.
Baggio.
Baggio. Can we guess the year of Baggio?
96.
93. You're
Oh,
always
just give him that
three
point
off
because he was
every
within
time.
3 years.
Right, we've also got Paolo Rossi,
Oh.
Omar Sivori in 1961, and Michel Platini 3 times.
How did I not get that?
Yeah, Platini.
83, 84, 85. Wow, that's some run, that, isn't it? From
They
Michel
were good then.
Platini. Yeah, listen, enough of the Ballon d'Or chat anyway. Let's head over to our commentators who'll be commentating, as always, on tonight's game.
Thanks, FG. The last time that we met Juventus, it was winter and the temperature was just hovering above 0 degrees Celsius. Tonight, or this afternoon rather, it's around about 33 degrees higher than that, and humidity around about 80 to 90%. There's been a threat of thunderstorms, but fortunately it looks as though we might well be avoiding them this afternoon. What we can't avoid is Juventus. Indeed, the two of them are already qualified for the last 16 of this competition. Juventus ahead of the Blues, merely on goals scored. They both won by the same margin, a +8 goal difference, but they are just 1 goal ahead of City, who've yet to concede a goal, the Blues, but Juve have scored 1 more goal. Fascinating team news as well, I have to tell you, regarding Juventus. This is their lineup this evening. Di Gregorio, well, that's not a surprise. Kalulu, Savona and Kelly, again, not a surprise there. Costa and McKennie, again, not a surprise there. But then we look at the front 5 and they've all changed. Locatelli, Kostic, Gonzalez, Koopmeiners and Vlahovic all come in, and they appear to have sacrificed all their attacking-minded players. Thuram, Cambiasso, Conceição, Ildiz and Kolo Muani all dropped to the bench. Fascinating, really, and a statement perhaps that, well, we have this feeling, don't we, when we play Italian teams, that they are able to sit back and earn a draw. Alongside me is former City captain Andy Morrison. Andy, is it possible for a team to play for a draw? Can they do that?
Well, unless we're in the change room, we wouldn't know what the thinking is. But it certainly looks that way, that they're going to try and shut up shop. Taking a lot of flair out of the team and gone very organised and disciplined. But against this City team, with obviously the threats we have from the bench, Ali, it's going to be a tough 95 minutes to stop that. And all plans go out the window once you go 1-0 down. So yeah, it's. I'm surprised, but time will only tell whether they've made the decision right or not.
Of course, this was a team that beat the Blues back in December. They beat the Blues by 2-0. Obviously, things were very different. Temperatures were very different. We weren't in a good place at that particular time. I just wonder what your thoughts are about that game and this game. And do you think City are in a much better place now?
Well, you're bang on with how difficult it was at that period. We were really going through a difficult stage in the season with injuries and form. But they're professional sportsmen, Ali, and they're very proud. And they want to put that right. Make no mistake, whatever game it is, football, as you remember. And if things were against you on that night and things didn't go well, you'll want to correct that. That'll be from the top, from the manager as well. Doesn't like losing games of football. And the players, they'll go about it in the right way. And they'll just want to put that correct, because they'll feel that that wasn't a true reflection of the strength of Manchester City. And yeah, they'll be wanting to put that right tonight.
Well, we've commentated together many times over the years, and I remember a conversation in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League in what proved to be our treble-winning season, and we were talking about the possibility of facing Madrid and Bayern Munich in order to get to the final. We were all thinking, oh my goodness, you were thinking, bring it on. Do you feel the same way about tonight?
Ali, I do. I think we can go and beat Juventus tonight, and then what will be in the result that comes at 2 a.m. But we should not be thinking along the lines of, we're going to avoid teams. We want to miss this team. We're Manchester City. And you're the outstanding team in European football over the last 5 years. You can't be shrinking violet. Bring it on, Ali. And that's not me from a position of comfort. That's me reflecting on what the club have actually done over a long period of time. And teams should fear playing us, not us trying to avoid teams.
Do you think that City will go into this with a bit more rhythm? Have you sensed? I mean, he made 11 changes for the previous game, but this one slightly less. Are you getting the sense there's more rhythm to the play now?
Well, I was really pleased with the performance and the intensity, and also the body language and the character of the players in the previous the 6-0 result. And there was an energy there. And then you're looking at the bench, and you're always asking players to perform at the highest level. And when you're looking at a bench and you're looking at the squad and you're looking at who could take your position, it doesn't matter how talented you are, there's still an element of personal pride, and I want to keep this shirt. And at the moment, the squad looks remarkable. We're just looking at the bench, Ali, and every player is under pressure to keep their place.
I'll give you one advantage, Andy, in topping the group. You play late in the evening, around about 9 o'clock USA time. That's got to be an advantage, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It'll be probably 25 then instead of 35.
Well, they're the thoughts of Andy Morrison, who's alongside me on commentary duty throughout the match this evening. Remember to download the app. It's on the official City app, and you've got to be a subscriber to City Plus as well. That is the team news here from the Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Let's go back to FG.
He's put the ball down. Let's go to Chris on the fan walk. Right, Chris, we're playing an Italian side tonight. I can't help but that's so professional of him, by the way. As soon as we come back to the studio, he put the ball down.
That was swift.
What were you eating, Chris?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. He's in the Italian spirit. Are you looking forward to the game tonight?
To my wife, because she's ill and it's a bit chaotic here.
Oh, shout out to your wife.
Shout out to Roz. She's not feeling very well.
Oh, we'll get well soon, and hopefully a City win will do it. Has she had some of the spaghetti as well?
Yes.
Chris, did you put ketchup on it?
No, just tomato from a jar. Tomato sauce from a jar.
What are we thinking today, Chris, score-wise? How do we see the game going?
Well, I said 2-0, but my son said 3, so he's a bit more optimistic than me, so hopefully it'll be 3.
Well, we'll be very, very happy. Listen, I mean, it's been great catching up with you guys on the fan wall, but for now, let's head over to Mike Minay, the DAZN commentator, who's been watching a lot of Juventus throughout the tournament.
It's been quite hard to judge Juventus. You can easily say they look good and they have some brilliant players, and Kenan Yıldız is certainly that player. But the opposition they're playing aren't Manchester City. Aline have been poor, and we saw Manchester City brush them aside the other day. Wydad have had their moments and were stronger opposition, yet Juventus still, in the end, comfortably got past them. So I think it's been a little hard to judge where they're at, but what I would say is the individual talent they've got within the team makes them a threat any minute. Francisco Conceição, Kenan Yıldız, certainly the two standout players. Thuram can feed a brilliant ball through and cut open the defence. So it is there, but it will be interesting to see when they play Manchester City how that level matches up. The front 3, 4, 5 are very influential. There's Francisco Conceição, who is small in stature, very nippy, very light on his feet, got a really good balance to him. You've got Colomwani, who knows how to finish, an elite goal scorer, good in the air as well as with his feet. Thuram is the man who can just send the ball through and cut open a defence, and the defence will have to be switched on for those runs made by Colomwani. But I think the standout player for me is possibly the best I've seen at this tournament in the games I've done so far is Kenan Yıldız. He's just got this brilliant footwork, tricky play, not only good inside the box, but very good outside the box as well. If he gets a little bit of space, if he can move away from a defender or defensive midfielder and just creates himself that extra yard and a sight on goal, he will go for it. If, like against Aline, Pep Guardiola goes for players who want to impress or show what they can do. So your new signings in Ryan Aït-Nouri and Shirky, they look solid. They look good against Aline. So I think, it will be a completely different game. I'm liking what I've seen from Manchester City so far. But again, it's all about the level of opposition, and neither side has been tested. So actually heading into the last 16, it's probably good that it's worked its way around, because it'll be a very good warm-up for Manchester City heading into the last 16.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. Great insight there. Now, I mean, what we're going to be doing now in the studio is playing a little game. I played it earlier on with producer Darryl, played it outside with Callum as well. We're going to ask you to name and guess the first Manchester City 11 versus Juventus. For the first time we played them in the Champions League in 2015. I'm not even joking, I got 10 out of the 11. It took a while, but I did. Throw out as many names. Let's start with the goalkeeper, shall we? Who do you think was in goal? It was the season before Pep, if I'm right. You can see the graphics on the screen. The nationalities are there. Correct. Joe Hart. And then
you got graphic. Oh, yeah, we got some nationalities.
I never got a graphic with the nationalities on the screen.
Yeah, but it took you 25 minutes to get 10 players.
Vincent Kompany is one of them, of course.
No, Stephen Ireland.
Stephen Ireland is not on there. And also what you've done there, pal, is you've got the wrong flag.
Oh.
Yeah. That is not an Irish flag, J-Mo.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho was indeed in there. Let's get him in there. Alexander Kolarov was the left back. What about the other two defenders? Two French defenders. Sagna was one of them, indeed.
Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Sterling was there. Yep, thank you, J-Mo, for taking part. David Silva as well, yep, thank you, Steph.
French.
What do you think about the Irish striker and centre midfielder, J-Mo? You're going to be kicking yourself if you don't get this one, I'm telling you that. The Wall has got it, I'm being told. The Wall have worked it out.
Mangala
is the other one. Wow, Steph is on fire. Oh, we love it. Right, OK. 3 players remaining.
Romanian? There's no Romanian.
No. We've got a French player. We've got 2 other players from a nationality I will not be naming. David James. Honestly, you'll get this straight away. If I tell you the nationality...
We've been here 5 minutes and we still haven't got it.
Want me to tell you the nationality?
Go on then. I know what it is, but go on.
I'll tell you the continent. Africa.
Oh, well done. It's Côte d'Ivoire.
Correct.
Yes. Very similar to the Irish flag.
French
There.
And a French.
Trail. Yes.
Who?
What?
Mine's gone blank.
Right, okay.
I want to know the French midfielder.
The French player is an attacking
Nasri.
player. Samir Nasri.
Right, okay.
Steph, you're on fire. Right, 2 more remaining.
You've got me head about
One of our greatest ever midfielders.
Yaya Toure.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yaya Traore.
And then we've got a striker as well. I mean, the silhouette's a giveaway.
Adebayor.
No, not Adebayor. He came from Swansea City.
Oh.
Wilfred Boney, no?
Wilfred Boney!
I basically got the whole team.
Yes, Steph!
Well, except for the English player.
Was that not in your book, this team? Should have had this in?
Well, you know what? Congratulations. That was absolutely amazing. Put your thumbs up on the fan wall if you think Steph was better than J-Mo at that. Yeah, it's unanimous.
Well in, fan wall.
Without a
Love
doubt.
that.
FG, I think there's some interference on the fan wall.
Yeah, we'll do a VAR check on the fan wall there now. But we're also blessed to be having MCFC lads out there at the Club World Cup right now. He's travelling everywhere and he's catching up with a lot of people, and he's sent us in some footage. So let's go over and see Luke Stanley.
Hello everyone, welcome to Atlanta, and today City are taking on Al Ain.
I feel like I'm in a cinema, but it's a football stadium, it's cold.
This is mental, by the way, look at this.
Wow.
We're off.
And it's cleared, but not very far. And the Blues clip it in through Gundogan, and it's gone straight in.
Brilliant.
Well, it was a cross from Ilkay Gundogan, but it eluded everyone and ends in the side of the net.
What a goal, mate.
What a goal. It's very first to see.
Amazing.
Corner comes in from Gundogan, and there's a foul on Akanji. The referee doesn't see it that way.
Could be a pen, this one. Could be a pen.
Haaland, can he make it 3-0? The answer is yes. Here come the Blues in the inside right position. Bernardo Silva trying to work an angle. Gundogan, still Gundogan. Oh, there he is, Ilkay Gundogan.
Martin, start the Poznan. Martin, start the Poznan. Martin, start the Poznan. Martin, start the Poznan. Let's all do the Poznan. Let's all do the Poznan. Na na na na. Let's all do the Poznan. Let's all do the Poznan. Let's all do the Poznan.
Beautifully past one player, and he's got past another. He helps it back to Rodri and on to Oscar Bob, and Bob in the penalty area makes it 5-0.
Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob. Bob with a goal.
Away on the edge of the area, Gundogan, little dummy Haaland, Cherki hits it into the net. Ryan Cherki scores his first City goal.
City 6, Al Ain 0. But we've got Juve in the last game, 6 points from 6. We need a win against Juve to win the group.
Wow, thank you very much to Luke Stanley, also known as MCFC lads. You can check him out on all of his socials, and he's probably going to be vlogging today's game as well with as much enthusiasm. Now, there's a lot going on this weekend. There's also Glastonbury Festival. A lot of people will know that's happening, and I'm delighted to say we are joined by an absolute musician and artist. I'm not talking about you, Steph. I'm talking about David James, because you've got a hidden talent, my friend, haven't you?
Hidden.
Yeah, and it's not hidden anymore, because let's play the video, shall we? You've been in a band recently, apparently.
Oh.
Go on, JMO.
Yeah, this is Kiki, Serbian legend.
I mean, look at the aura here. Did you know about this, Steph?
No, I didn't. I'm so surprised.
What?
Why
By
did
the
you join
quality
in
of
the
the song?
karaoke and Soccer Aid? That's what I want to know.
Because I was, as a coach at Soccer Aid, I had to make sure that the team was right and not participate
Didn't do too much
in
of
any
a
of
good
that.
job.
Can you still do the moves that we're seeing on show?
You obviously didn't see him on Strictly either, then.
You can give us.
Go on, the floor's there.
Absolutely
Come
not.
on.
No chance.
Maybe if City win, we might get some shapes by JMO at full time, eh?
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how to dance, don't know my flags, but I can play a good air guitar, I can tell you that.
I mean, I'll tell you what, the trim was exceptional as well.
Thank you very much.
Looked absolutely great. David James, ladies and gentlemen. He's not playing at Glastonbury because he's in the MatchDay live studio. So thank you for joining us. We're heading towards kick-off. It's fast approaching. Steph, how are we feeling?
Excited, to be honest. I think, especially with the team that's starting, I think it's a very strong starting 11. It's probably maybe as close to what we maybe predict at the beginning of the season. So let's just hope we get a good win and a good performance.
I mean, we're looking at potentially the route to the final as fans, which we probably shouldn't be doing right now. But, I mean, we want to avoid Real Madrid, don't we, JMO, from a fan's perspective. But from a Manchester City player perspective, they look like one of the most informed teams in the tournament. So they'll be pretty happy to play anyone.
Yeah, I think the confidence in the City side, they won't be overly fussed who they're going to play. I mean, the Real Madrid thing isn't up to Manchester City, is it? It depends how Real Madrid get on. But like Steph, I think this lineup looks strong. I think everything looks good, interesting when it comes to the game. I mean, Juve have had as many shots as they've conceded, so I think they're going to be open. City have been heavily dominant in the shots for, goals for category. So the defence, if that holds up again, should be 3 points. And then if it's Real Madrid, it's Real Madrid. If it's Cancelo and his team...
Cancelo and his team,
Yeah, it'll be them.
I mean, look, there's no easy games in the Club World Cup. You're up against the elites. Let's ask our fan wall for some score prediction. We're going to just ask you, we've got a 2-1 there.
2-1.
We've got a 3-0, a 2-1, a 3-1, a 2-0, a 2-1. I think that's a 2-1 there. 2-0 there.
And
we've got an Aguero shirt now, as well as a Carlos Tevez shirt there. And is that Crunk Chocolate I can see down at the bottom as well? What a man. I remember him in the Manchester studio. What do you think the score's going to be? 3-1. I mean, we can speak to Crunk Chocolate, can't we? Crunk, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I thought you just meant put up the hands. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. Last time I saw you, you were eating Twix and trying out all of the chocolate in the Etihad studio. My question is to you: have you been eating any English chocolates anymore?
I haven't. You know, I don't think I could peak that. You know, I'm just minding my time. I plan on being back sometime in September, October. Maybe I can try some more English chocolates. Maybe that can just be my thing.
His name is Crunk Chocolate, by the way, which is why we did it, mate. It's great to see you. We look forward to seeing you in Manchester soon. The game's fast approaching. I mean, let's just talk quickly about the substitutes bench before we head off to watch the game. Steph, we've got so many players on the bench. Phil Foden, Cherki, Erling Haaland, Ilkay Gundogan, Oscar Bob. There is so much talent and so much strength in depth. Who are you looking forward to potentially seeing?
Probably Cherki again. I think I'd like to see him. I think he made an impression when he came on the other night, and he played well in the first game as well. So I think, of course, the new players, they're going to be looked at a little bit more because we're not used to seeing them play. But I think you named all them players there, and there's probably even more that could come on and make an impact as well.
Yeah, we can have a look as well at some of the live shots we spoke about earlier on. I know how much JMO loves this.
When's kick-off? 15 minutes?
The individual walkouts. Each player will walk out
warm up again.
Individually. I mean, it sets it up quite interesting because if you're playing in England as an away team and you're doing these individual walkouts, you could be in for some reception.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from an American point of view, and it is a bit, as I say, showbiz. But however, I just think time-wise, why are you laughing? I just think from, especially if you're strolling, double slow like that. But I just think that this is going back to the point about the substitutes bench. They have a few players. I mean, Mike Maini mentioned Yildiz. He's on the bench. He could come on and make a difference. And I think it depends how the games are going to see who goes on, because if you think it could be Real Madrid, do you want to put Erling Haaland in here if you're winning the game 2-0? If it's 0-0 and you think, do we want to avoid Real Madrid, whatever. Pep's saying he's not overly interested at the moment, but I reckon in the back of his mind he's got it all planned out.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking like a proper coach, just like you were at Soccer Ed. I'd love to see it. Listen, final predictions before the game. We're going to come back to us at half-time. Will City be winning by half-time, JMO?
Yes.
Positive.
2-1 by half-time, that's my prediction.
Positive as always. And Steph?
Yeah, winning at half-time, but I think it'll be 3-1 overall, City.
3-1.
3, you said 2, yeah?
Overall. I said 2, you said 3.
OK, we like it. Well, positivity, and fingers crossed the result's going to go in our way. Let's head over, shall we, and get ready for the game against Juventus. We'll see you at half-time.
Well, thank you, FG. The lengthy introduction of the players is still going on. We've just seen Savinho. We've now got Matheus Nunes emerging from the tunnel. Ederson in bright pink is just emerging as well. And